Right, a very good evening again, and a very eminent speakers, and a very interesting topic. And one more interesting thing is, we have two Chetan Bhais here on the dais. Actually, एक चेतन भाई को हैंडल करना मुश्किल होता है, दो चेतन भाई साथ में हैं. तो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग रहने वाला है. I think our is India's golden ambition for jewelry market. As we all know, इंडिया में गोल्ड बेचने के लिए कोई मार्केटिंग ही नहीं करनी पड़ती है. इंडिया वी हैव बीन वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट, वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट मार्केट. वी इवन क्रॉस चाइना, बट स्टिल द पोटेंशियल वी फील इज अनटैप्ड. वो ग्लास बोलते हैं ना, हाफ फुल है कि हाफ एम्प्टी है. Who better person to start with the opening remarks on this with Avinash ji. Congratulations on being the new vice chairman of GJC, the Jewelry Council of India, Avinash ji. And your views, the Indian market, still it is very untapped. What more to be done from, say, government policies, from trade bodies, and also from our jewelry friends, our entrepreneurs, to reach to the what we can say is the world's leader in the jewelry.
See, thank you very much, Sumesh bhai and Divya, for conducting a superb event like this, of this scale or this stature. When you have asked me what trade can do, honestly speaking, in India still, we are selling jewelry as a commodity. We are not focusing on our marketing as design oriented or what aspiration jewelry can give to the people who are buying that. So I think we have to change the narrative of selling jewelry in India. So the moment we start changing the narrative, the way Indian jewelry is seen worldwide will change. So as of now, Indian jewelry consumers or worldwide, when they see Indian jewelry as, is very, very native, what I can say is on the naive side. It is not seen that way. Whereas if you see the history, all the important pieces in the world are either Indian manufactured or Indian designers who have designed it. So it is not that the depth in Indian gem and jewelry industry is not there, but it is not marketed in the right spirit. So for that we need to collaborate as trade bodies and government. When all the three collaborate and start marketing India as the hub for jewelry, it will be in a totally different shape.
But you think government has a positive and appropriate approach to our industry?
I will say this: the government of India.
Example I will give you. GJC and we all have been trying for an EMI for a jewelry industry. You can take a 2,000 rupees mobile phone on EMI, but not jewelry.
Right. So
if we get an EMI, I'm sure 25% of the size can grow bigger.
So, correct. So, there are few challenges. On the EMI front is there.
Example I have given.
No,
example.
Very rightly told by you. And GJC has been pursuing this with the government for a long time on the EMI. Whenever we go to the government always try to say that CAD is a big issue. And in case if there is a CAD problem with EMI coming in, it will be difficult to do that. For that, what I personally feel is GMS is one big way which can be thought about, like we have been pursuing to the government for GMS to be brought in along with the jewelers' involvement. So they have to tweak the GMS in such a way that the involvement of jeweler is taken care, and with that the import can be little bit reduced and EMI can be introduced. So there will be few challenges and we are pursuing continuously, and I think government will hear one day or the other. Like for duty they have taken a lot of time, now day before yesterday they have come out with the circular on platinum. So government has an eye on the gem and jewelry industry. When you said on the collaboration on the market in India, our Prime Minister himself has said handmade jewelry of India is the best. So the intent of government is right. So we need to collaborate, we need to put across in such a manner to the government, and when both the sides are willing to collaborate, I think time is not far when entire trade bodies and government will start marketing for India.
Right. Okay, Chetan bhai, apart from being the Jewelry Association Bangalore president and IPJA Jewelry president, you also run a diamond business. India in diamond cutting and polishing today has a very dominant and leadership position. For whatever reasons, they could get the small diamonds, which was not economical for people in Belgium or Israel, and we became leaders in that. But same is not true for a diamond jewelry market. We are still not a market leader in jewelry, diamond jewelry manufacturing in India and in exports. So what do you think is lacking and what needs to be done?
Rightly you said, Sumesh bhai, but we have to understand this, the history where it comes from. Before 10 years,
थोड़ा हिंदी में रिक्वेस्ट आ रहा है, नहीं तो लोग बातें करना शुरू कर देंगे.
I'll speak. I'll just start up and warm up and then I'll come. आज से 10 साल पहले अगर हम डायमंड ज्वेलरी का मार्केट देखें,
हाँ.
बहुत छोटा सा मार्केट शेयर था. आज पूरे हिंदुस्तान में 30 से 35% कलर स्टोन और डायमंड्स का शेयर है. तो कोई भी चेंजेस धीरे धीरे आ सकता है. इट कांट कम ओवरनाइट. सो वी कांट टेल इंडिया मार्केट इज स्मॉलर, इट इज अ वेरी बिगेस्ट इन साइज, बट ओनली द थिंग इज बिकॉज ऑफ unstable prices, because of circumstances, market have been slowed down up. You know, yearly 3 months will be so beautiful that they do a business for a year, whole year, and 6 months will be again slower. So there is no seasonal business now. Like there was, like before there was Diwali, Dussehra, we used to make season. There is no season now. Whenever you have money, there is a season. So now I don't see people are buying a diamond jewelry only in the festivals or festive season. So the diamond market of our Indian country is very big. It's around 35% of our jewelry market. Into that color stone and diamond comes. And I think mainly somewhere we are lack of manufacturing because of the equipments, maybe because of technology, because today also we are very conservative when it comes to the technology. Today also we are not ready to invest. If I tell you today, if I want to do some R&D in my factory, I'm not ready to invest 10-20 lakh rupees. But when it comes to the foreign country or any other country, they are first people. If you tell this ring, you make it with this machinery, you will get 1,000 pieces. They are ready to immediately take the technology and adopt it. India is very poor at adopting the technology in jewelry industry.
Right.
That is one very lack of. Second thing, when it comes to manufacturing unit, we are not very clean, hygienic. We are not so much, we have not given the priority to that manufacturing. We gave a priority to the beautiful showroom where the displays are too good. But we have not given the priorities to people who are making the jewelry. I think as a manufacturer that we need to understand that where the base.
What is the future opportunities?
Future, I think it's a very big opportunity. India is growing very big away. And I can tell you around 60 to 70%. After 5 years, the diamond share will be for our country in the jewelry industry. No doubt with that. Even before 10 years, the diamond sale, and today the diamond sale is very high. Even the lower middle class also can buy one nose pin and stud and wear it. So I think the transformation has happened, but it will take its own time. We have a great future. I see natural diamond. Sada ke liye, it will be forever. And I see it will be a huge growth, because as we are seeing the Asia is growing, our India's GDP is growing, our India culture is growing. Diamond will play very important role, and we will have a great future for sales, Sumesh bhai.
Can I add something?
Very briefly, sir.
Yeah. India is an aspirational country, and the aspirational population is huge. And for the aspirational population, diamond jewelry will be the key. And definitely, I fully support Chetan bhai that the aspirational population will pull the diamond jewelry to the next level.
Right. Our next speaker, again, Chetan Thandeshwar ji. Chetan ji, first of all, congratulations on filing your DRHP for the IPO.
Thank you.
Probably the first company from the Zaveri Bazaar with a trading mindset going to an IPO and maybe inspiring a lot of other players like you to come up. But what I really admire about your company is, चेतन भाई, कि आपने एक जेनरिक प्रोडक्ट मंगलसूत्र क्या है? मंगलसूत्र है, उससे लिया, इससे लिया. अभी लोग काहिए जेस में आते हैं तो वो श्रृंगार का मंगलसूत्र लेना है. वो मंगलसूत्र जैसी बेसिक कैटेगरी को आपने, लोगों ने चेन में भी किया है सर, ठीक है, लेकिन मंगलसूत्र जैसी बेसिक कैटेगरी को आपने एक श्रृंगार मंगलसूत्र, उसमें ऐसी इनोवेशंस, इतना ब्रांडिंग, इतना उसमें डिज़ाइन वेरिएशन आपने मेरे ख्याल इंट्रोड्यूस किया है कि वो आप मंगलसूत्र
ब्रेसलेट्स इवन
ब्रेसलेट की तरह पहन सकते हैं और वो उसको थोड़ा ग्लैमराइज किया मंगलसूत्र को. ये बहुत ही एक इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है, एक बहुत ही, इसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए कि आपने इसको ऐसे बेसिक, जैसे एक वाटर बॉटल है उसको भी बिस्लरी हो गया, तो मंगलसूत्र है तो श्रृंगार हो गया, इसको कैसे किया आपने?
बहुत पुरानी बात है, 40-42 साल पहले की बात होगी ये.
अच्छा.
ये फैमिली बिजनेस हमारा है. मुंबई में सेकंड जनरेशन में था, अब तो थर्ड जनरेशन कार्यरत है श्रृंगार में. लेकिन जब मैं आया था तो गोल्ड कंट्रोल का ज़माना था वो, और उस ज़माने में सारी ज्वेलरी हमारी फैक्ट्री में बनती थी. जब मैं इसमें एंटर किया था, मैंने श्रृंगार
सभी कुछ बनाते थे आप?
सभी कुछ बनाते थे, मेरे आने के पहले सभी कुछ बनाते थे. ऐसे जॉइंट फैमिली, मेरे फादर, मेरे अंकल सब साथ में थे. जब मैं आया तो एक सोच थी कि भाई हर चीज़ बहुत अच्छे से कर रहे हैं, यही एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है जो वेरी बेसिक, उसके अंदर ना कोई डिज़ाइन था. ये बात मैं कर रहा हूँ 1982 के अराउंड की. तो ऐसी कोई चीज़ है उसके अंदर नहीं, कुछ हो नहीं रही थी. और जब भी अगर उस बारे में कहीं कोई बात हो तो बोले आप इस प्रोडक्ट को हिलाना नहीं है, वो चल रहा है उसको चलने दो. ये एक ट्रेडिशनल प्रोडक्ट है, ये रिवाजों,
इसके बिना शादी नहीं होती है,
इसके बगैर शादियाँ नहीं होती है. और वो टिपिकल एक रीजन में, कम रीजन में चलती थी. तो पता नहीं मुझे तभी क्या सूझा कि मैंने बोला इसके अंदर अपने को कुछ बदलाव करना चाहिए, और इसके अंदर जगह बहुत है कि हम इसके अंदर उसको बहुत कुछ आगे लेके जा सकते हैं. तो उसी समय मैंने उसके अंदर ऐसा ऐसा कुछ बदलाव करने की कोशिश की. हालांकि हमारे फैमिली वाले तभी मान नहीं रहे थे.
हाँ, बिकॉज वही मैं आ रहा हूँ, अगर आप पूरी रेंज की ज्वेलरी बना रहे हैं और उसको छोड़ के बोले खाली मंगलसूत्र बनाऊंगा तो एक रिस्क है तो कि आपका तो इतना आइटम चल रहा है, खाली मंगलसूत्र बनाने का एक रिस्क आपकी फैमिली ने लिया आपके साथ.
सारी चीज़ें बन रही थी, उसके साथ में जो मंगलसूत्र बन रहे थे उस सेगमेंट के अंदर उसमें बदलाव करने का मैंने सोचा. उस ज़माने में मेरी एज ही 17-18 साल की नहीं रही होगी, तो बाकी तो सारी चीज़ें हो ही रही थी. तो ये चीज़ को लेते हुए साइड में मैंने एक छोटी ऐसी चीज़ें बनाना शुरू किया. लकीली वो चीज़ें चलने लगी, शोरूम्स में चलने लगी. उस ज़माने में इतना एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं था, हर चीज़ें हाथ से हुआ करती थी. मेरा गोल्ड कंट्रोल प्राइमरी गोल्ड का लाइसेंस मेरा 1983 में आया था, 1983-84 में आया था.
और वो जो ब्लैक बीड्स होती है मंगलसूत्र में, वो क्या बीड्स है एक्चुअली?
इट्स ग्लास बीड्स, ग्लास बीड्स होते हैं वो. और बस उसी के चलते खेलते खेलते
तो आज भी आप इतना बड़ा कंपनी, आई थिंक अराउंड 1000 crore plus कंपनी है टर्नओवर, ओनली यू डू मंगलसूत्र?
आई डू ओनली मंगलसूत्र. मेरे यहाँ पे बिना ब्लैक बीड्स का कोई आइटम बिकता नहीं है. चाहे कितना भी उतार चढ़ाव आया, ठंडा गर्म आया, मैं कभी विचलित नहीं हुआ हूँ. मेरा फोकस बहुत क्लियर था कि मैं जिस रास्ते पे जा रहा हूँ वो रास्ता मेरे को मंजिल पे पहुँचाएगा.
मिस्टर स्नेहल जैन, आवर नेक्स्ट स्पीकर. आपसे पहली बार मिला हूँ, लेकिन आपकी कंपनी के बारे में तो बहुत मालूम है. एंड आई थिंक आई हैव वर्कड विद योर डैड. सुरेश जैन इज योर डैड, राइट?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we know him, and also your uncle Manish,
Yes,
Manish, and also you are the next generation in the business.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to know how easy or how difficult it is today for a generation like you to come in a jewelry business, which your father and forefather has done it with a different way, a lot of hard work, a lot of stretching themselves. Today you have technology and you feel better options. And honestly, not many youngsters are ready to come to jewelry industry. I'm happy you are part of it. So what made you to come and join this jewelry industry, and how are you taking it forward? What role are you playing?
So basically, since childhood we have always heard about jewelry, gold, chains.
तो फैमिली बिजनेस है तो
Family
चाइल्डहुड में आप
business है तो
इसमें आ
हमेशा वही
गए।
सुना है।
हिंदी में बताइए।
हाँ, जब फैमिली बिजनेस है तो हमेशा वही सुना है एंड डैड को, अंकल को,
घर में वही बात होती थी
सबको
ज्वेलरी की।
बात वही होती है और उनका पैशन देखा हुआ है, पैशन देखा है, उनका ग्रोथ देखा हुआ है, स्टोरीज काफ़ी सुनी हुई है। सो खुद में भी एक पैशन आ गया कि नहीं, इसको नेक्स्ट लेवल हमको भी लेके जाना चाहिए। एज यू राइटली सेड, नेक्स्ट जनरेशन काफ़ी जगह पे आ रही है और काफ़ी जगह पे नहीं आ रही है। दिस इज़ अ चैलेंज फॉर द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑल्सो, वॉट मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर फेसिंग। There are karigars, there are technicians and all, but there is no young generation who's coming into it aggressively. The entrepreneurs' childs are coming, obviously everyone's son and everyone is coming, but जो technicians, karigars and all है, वो एकदम aggressively young generation से आना possible नहीं हो रहा। Second thing you asked about what am I doing, and I take care of manufacturing completely.
Sorry?
I take care of manufacturing completely.
Manufacturing completely.
And
alright.
business strategy.
Okay.
Yeah. Being the next generation and listening to this generation, so obviously I have to look after many other things also. Yeah.
लेकिन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, आई नो यू आर वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट इन इंडिया इन चेन्स एंड ऑल, लेकिन अगर आप टर्की आई एम श्योर विजिट किया होगा, टर्की शो
Yes,
में गया
yes.
था तो मेरे को चांस मिला फैक्ट्री, वहाँ की जो फैक्ट्री का साइज और स्केल है, इंडिया में हम मेरे ख्याल से अभी 50 साल पीछे हैं।
Not very far, sir. Not very far.
नॉट वेरी फार।
काफी सारे बड़े सेटअप्स आ रहे हैं इंडिया
हाँ,
में,
बड़े-
इंडिया भी ग्रो हो रहा है।
हाँ।
एंड जो आपका टॉपिक है गोल्डन एम्बिशन फॉर
जी।
ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री, आई थिंक सो सब कहते हैं कि इंडिया इज द लार्जेस्ट कंज्यूमर,
करेक्ट।
but the main golden ambition is to be the largest and the best innovation and craftsmanship from India at the global level.
वेरी नाइस।
So every player is working very hard, having big setups, having organized setups. So I don't think so it's very far where we say only international factories are big and Indian factories are not.
वेरी नाइस, परफेक्ट। चंदन भाई आपके पास आता हूँ, जैसे ही इज अ यंगस्टर, सेकंड जनरेशन कम, यू हैव 2 sons who are joined your business, helping you, and today I think managing the business. So how you see the trend of youngsters coming and how independently and how passion they have for jewelry compared to what your generation?
हेलो सुमित जी, मैं ऐसा समझता हूँ कि ये एक ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस हुआ करता था जो अपनी ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री है।
जी।
हर एक नए जनरेशन ने इसको एक नई दिशा दी, एक नया आयाम दिया। और जैसे कि मेरी बात जो पहले आपने पूछी थी कि अगर मेरे फादर अगर मुझे ये चीज़ करने के लिए अलाउ नहीं किया होता तो शायद मैं मंगलसूत्र में इस लेवल पे पहुंचा नहीं होता। तो जो नया जनरेशन है वो दे आर वेरी स्मार्ट, आजकल पढ़े लिखे बच्चे हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी अच्छी हो गई है, और खाली बच्चों को इस इंडस्ट्री में लाने के लिए इंस्पायर करें और उनको मौका दें कि वो कुछ कर दिखाए उसके अंदर। तो इसके चलते मैं ऐसा समझता हूँ कि ये जो ग्रो हो रहा है इंडस्ट्री, उसके अंदर अपने बच्चों का भी बहुत योगदान है, चूँकि वो आज के ज़माने के बच्चे हैं, उनका एजुकेशन उस लेवल का है। आज जैसे आपने स्नेह को जो पूछा था,
नहीं, जैसे आपके पास रिटेलर्स आते होंगे कि हमारे बच्चे, हमारा बिजनेस अच्छा चल रहा है लेकिन बच्चे इसमें एंटर नहीं होना चाहते, उनको मेंटरिंग करो, उनको थोड़ा मोटिवेट करो।
ऐसा होता है कि जब बच्चे अच्छी डिग्रियां लेके आते हैं, अब्रॉड से आते हैं, तो अपना एक ट्रेडिशनल ज्वेलरी बिजनेस को जनरली कभी कभी से सोचते हैं कि मैं कुछ और करूं, मैं इस अपना ये जो ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस है उसको ना करूं। तो कभी कभी ऐसे ज्वेलर भी आते हैं कि मेरे बच्चों को आप समझाइए। तो मैं उसको हमेशा यही समझाता हूँ कि अपना जो ट्रेड है उसका फ्यूचर इतना ब्राइट है, अगर आप इसको सही तरीके से सही सोच के साथ अगर आप आगे लेके जाते हो तो इसका मुकाबला कोई ट्रेड नहीं कर सकता। अब परसेंटेज वाइज नहीं, बट इसका ग्रोथ
जी।
बहुत ग्रेट है एकदम। तो
अविनाश, इस पॉइंट पे मैं दोबारा आऊँगा अभी आपके पास। जस्ट मेरा रिमार्क्स है कि वो कहीं ना कहीं अपनी इंडस्ट्री में अगर परसेप्शन और बेटर हो जाए तो नॉट ओनली विद द गवर्नमेंट आइज, नॉट ओनली विद द कंज्यूमर आइज, even our own children generation will feel more proud yeah part of a jewelry business. So the perception is something. I'll come to you. Sailesh bhai is there next waiting. He's we have met a lot of times. A short introduction sir if ho jaye choda sa.
I'm into jewelry industry.
Sorry,
I'm into bullion and jewelry industry.
bullion and
also.
jewelry industry,
Yeah.
right? So you have been, I think, quite a veteran, and I've seen you in many conferences. अभी हमारा गवर्नमेंट का जो एक फोकस है कि इंडिया को एक ग्लोबल हब बनाना है ज्वेलरी का। पीयूष गोयल जी भी बोलते हैं, निर्मला सीतारामन भी बोलती हैं, और हमें कुछ भी करके और कैप्चर करनी है ग्लोबल मार्केट और इंडियन की मार्केट को भी ग्रो करना है। बट व्हाट स्टेप्स गवर्नमेंट एंड ट्रेड बॉडी शुड डू टू रियली मेक इंडिया दैट वर्ल्ड लीडर, दैट टॉप चैम्पियन इन द ज्वेलरी इन द वर्ल्ड?
आई थिंक टेक्नोलॉजी जो अभी इंडिया अपना रहा है, अगर आप देखो अभी जैसे आपने अभी बताया कि वो टर्की में आप जाके देखिए,
दी करेक्ट,
अगर आप रॉयल चेन की फैक्ट्री में जाके देखोगे, इट्स नॉट लेस देन टर्की नाउ,
राइट
राइट? ऐसे
maybe it's getting going to get better than that.
ऐसे आप चेतन भाई को भी मिले हो, चेतन भाई को भी मिले हो
जी।
दोनों चेतन भाई हो,
दो चेतन भाई हैं
आप इनके अंदर भी कभी जाके देखिए।
हाँ,
जैसे बैंगलोर वाले चेतन भाई, इनके अंदर कितने वर्कर्स है आपको भी मालूम है।
जी।
तो आज इंडिया भी वो चीज़ एडप्ट कर रहा है। मेरे हिसाब से तो इंडिया इज गोइंग टू बिकम अ पावर हाउस इन वेरी नियर फ्यूचर इन ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री।
But I think you made a good point. One is technology and one is also that kind of a skill and craftsmanship. We have different, but let us say if we collaborate and get those craftsmanship which are in Italy, which are in France, and have a kind of a guidance given to them on different level to create a jewelry which is world class.
सुमेश भाई, वी हैव इन इंडिया ऑल्सो,
हाँ,
वी हैव दैट क्राफ्ट्समैनशिप एंड एवरीथिंग इन इंडिया। खाली एक है कि वी हैव टू एक्सपेरिमेंट, उनको बाहर लाना है। दैट इंडियन गवर्नमेंट एंड वी हैव टू ब्रिंग देम आउट, कोई अपन वो चीज़ बना पाएंगे और दे पाएंगे।
So you're saying that the technology and maybe this human skills is a major factor which can change the game. Okay, right. Thank you. You want to add something?
No, I was just, Sailesh bhai was just telling that basically our jewelry market don't work on the R&Ds. See, major the problem we have to understand, rather than we are going to government again and again, how we are all set up, that is more important. Government only can show the way when you have given some blueprint to them, right? But I think there is no blueprint is ready. When we talk about any R&D, you talk about gold jewelry, diamond jewelry, silver jewelry, there are only few master players who are into R&Ds and they've changed the industry. I'll tell you example. For example, you take any of the largest manufacturer, Emerald. You take Emerald example, Emerald. Today you can see he is using the highest technology in our country, the Asia's. He makes sure that Srinivasan ji, he get all the latest technology in his factory. And he had a revolution in our country. And he became the largest manufacturer. I think as a manufacturer, as a jeweler, we have to think of R&D, we have to work together, we have to synchronize. We are not synchronized to go to the government. See, even the government, when we go, we have a different mouth to talk different things.
Different
if I am
voices.
association, I talk some different, even he talks something different. So we are not synchronized. First, I think rather than we are going to government asking the blueprint, first we need to synchronize. We have to seriously think where we want to go next. Because everyone, see, I'll tell you in this panel, everyone we are talking. But when we go down, we are the same what we are.
Right.
There is only 1% of change can happen. That we will think, yes, we need to do something. But we come back to the same position. So I think the discussion should become a implementation. That is what I believe. So R&D only can change the industry, the skills, the technology, and we have to educate. The problem is we have not educated the artisans. Okay, this technology will help this.
Right.
I think that association should play an important role rather than we are focusing something else. All the association of let it be GJPC, let it be GJC or IPJA, The national organization should come together and make sure that they make a big program on the skill development with the technologies. That is must needed in our industry.
Right. So that is point taken, but I am now coming to the perception part. Avinash ji, any industry which has to become a world leader should have that much of image. Suppose we say Mercedes Benz, एक image सामने आती है, Benz car है. आज हम इंडियन आईटी इंडस्ट्री ग्लोबली इतना पावरफुल हुई है, इतना ग्रो किया है, तो सामने आता है इन्फोसिस, विप्रो, टीसीएस. तो अपनी ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री को अगर जैसे I think GJPC or the government gave one caption, jeweler to the world. अगर वर्ल्ड का आपको ज्वेलर बनना है तो वर्ल्ड क्लास प्रैक्टिसेस, वर्ल्ड क्लास एवरीथिंग एंड वर्ल्ड क्लास कम्युनिकेशन. आपका जो कम्युनिकेशन है वो अगर आप खाली है कि डिस्काउंट 5% इज देयर, 10% इज देयर, वो बात करेंगे आप. नंबर वन. नंबर टू इज दैट एज द ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री, आई थिंक वी हैव बीन लिटिल लकी that we had a low hanging fruits, our inventories and appreciating inventory. So everybody make money. Money, there is no problem in the, I think the industry is well poised, everybody is wealthy. But do they have the same respect, same image, same perception? I don't know. So there is a problem.
On that only, Sumesh bhai, when I started my point, the first point what I made was that only. We are communicating to the world that we are selling a commodity. We are not selling a jewelry. And yeah,
if you go to a say Italy show, Vicenza show, the Italians who are putting, the way they talk to you, they're not interested. Okay, you are India, fine. They don't even give you attention. Now things have changed.
Yes.
So, but we are willing to go to bend everything for
Exactly.
backward. Correct?
exactly. And that is where the problem is. Chetan bhai, what you have told about is R&D. The moment I get some margin in manufacturing, I will put that money into R&D. And that communication is not going through the retail to the consumer. And when we talk about the brands or jeweler to the world, today Viren Bhagat is a jeweler from India. Amrapali is a jeweler from India. So we have a lot of brands. It's not that we don't have brands. Rose. So there are a lot of people who are there from India who have taken India to the next level. But again, it is not only 2-3 people who can be making India as a jeweler to the world. So if we all have to work, we have to work in tandem, and we have to work in such a way that India becomes really the jeweler of the world. For that we need to start giving a story to the world what India is all about. And that is where we have to work
Communication.
on working for the handcrafting. Handcraft is an important thing. Simultaneously technology is there. Today we can collaborate handwork along with the technology, and that is where the role of the organizations who are working for the trade will come. The common facility center, yeah.
Avinash ji, I mean, US, as I was telling you, imports 90 billion of jewelry from across the world. From India, only 12 billion. They buy more jewelry from Italy, France, and those countries. Why can't India sell more?
Sir, on that particular front, I can tell you one thing. The major market for US is the wedding rings and all. And that is where we are lacking. Since we want to show the world we are the cheapest, we are not investing on the quality manufacturing. So the movement, and when it goes to Italy, they don't see the value in it, they see the product into it. So that is the big difference. What we want to do is we want to be the cheapest, we want to be the voluminous people. That is where we are losing out. Value addition we are not looking at. So the moment we start looking at the value addition, what we are getting and how we market ourselves, that is the biggest difference. So we have to change the narrative that we also can create quality by adopting technology and using our handcraft. So the moment we start doing that, definitely the narrative can change.
All right, so just to sum up, we are talking about to become the world leader, better technology, better skills, and as Avinashi said, change the narrative, and I will say, yeah, even change the mindset. And we have, but also just closing remarks. Is there an issue right now in our market of an oversupply? We have too many suppliers, you go to exhibition, too many exhibitors, and retailers are the same. Is there some kind of a mismatch? No.
I think looking at the magnanimity of the Indian market, definitely there are clashes with the exhibitions. That has to be.
No, I'm not saying.
No.
Within the number of players,
That is what I'm
saying. Manufacturers.
Definitely, that is what I'm saying. What happens is, in case if you have too many exhibitions back to back, there is stress. Definitely. And that is
Avinashi,
creating.
that is a separate topic.
No,
That
no,
needs
no.
a one day.
You started with exhibition, so I'm telling on that lines.
Yeah.
So, oversupply.
What
I can
mean
say
is- what
oversupply.
I meant was simple words. Ki today, when IHS 20 years back used to have, say, 200, 300 gold suppliers. Today, when we look at everywhere, whether exhibition or offices, mainly the exhibitions and other whatever platforms, I think the active suppliers are 10 times more.
No. On that, I'll just tell you,
Huh.
in the silver pavilion, panel,
Yeah.
which was going on, there was one guy from Kolhapur. He was saying small artisans are there,
Right.
and they are not able to reach to the consumer in a right way.
Right.
That was happening earlier. With the opening up through the exhibitions, those people also came in the front and they got the connects with the top retailers. So exhibitions have played a good role. And as far as the oversupply or demand is there, or I can tell you one thing, still India cannot fulfill the entire demand of the domestic sector. Because there is a huge aspirational population which is there. But the problem is the storytelling.
Right.
We are not doing the right kind of storytelling to the generation next, Gen Z, or now we are going to have Gen Alpha. So we are not doing the right marketing. So I think we have a huge future and we can adopt a lot of good things from this particular era.
Thank you very much. The time is really up. And I thank all of them. Unless you have really 30 seconds, anybody wants to say anything, closing remarks? Because even questions we are not taking. Your time is up. So shall we conclude in this note? So I think we said technology, we need to have the skills, R&D, and talking about your changing the narrative, the storytelling, all this brings. We are already very in the top 5 in the jewelry in the world probably. I think we not very far from the top one. On this note,
50% jeweler and 30% into magazine. Because now you understand the pulse of the jeweler very well.
oh, I have to become a
And you are very
100%
good,
jeweler.
rather than you are being a great moderator, you are a great knowledge person into jewelry also.
Right.
So you can understand our pain. Anyhow, thank you for
Thank you
moderating
very
a great
much.
session. Thank you.
It was a wonderful discussion. Give a round of applause to our speakers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sumit.